So I hope you can hear me okay. I am got my earbuds in, which are attached to the phone, so hopefully it goes in okay. So I know I said I was running late, but here I am. I have one person. Hey, can you hear me? Jacqueline, can you hear me okay? Can I get a thumbs up? Down? I hope it's okay. Lisa, can you hear me? Okay, I got a thumbs up, I think. I always worry about this because I am in literally the middle of the countryside. Like, we're not in the middle of the country, we're on the East Coast. But okay, okay, great. Thank you, Morgan. So, hey, it's been, it's been a little while because last week we had, it's been like action-packed. Of course, we're like, cancer and regionals, and then it's like, oh yeah, and all these other cool things that are going on. So welcome to my life. Always lots happening, and always exciting stuff. It's like, oh, you should do less, but it's just hard. It's just hard to do less because there's always exciting things going on. So yeah, so last week we did a couple lives. I think I rode actually in the live. Gideon and I did our freestyle to a beautiful piece that the Spartanburg Philharmonic played live. So we had this amazing event for Brooke, and I just can't say enough great things about Brooke USA. And a couple years ago with Allie Brock and Casey Perry Glass, we were able to go to Guatemala and see their actual work like we were there. And it was amazing. What really strikes me, like as a businesswoman, and really careful with investments and money and budgets and sustainable means, what strikes me so powerful about Brooke USA and just the Brooke in general, and anyone, I highly recommend reading Dorothy Brooke's book. It all started with horses left over from England at the war and left in Egypt, and it's pretty powerful stuff. So the whole point is to help working horses, donkeys, and mules in developing third world countries really teach the people who live there how to care for their working animals better, so that they can actually work better for the people, and then the people can get more out of their horses and donkeys and mules because they know how to care for them, feed them, make sure they have shelter, make sure their equipment fit. And what's incredible, like when we were there, we actually made like feeding troughs out of used tires that we just found on the side of the road. And so you can like flip the tire inside out, and then with just a couple of nails on a piece of wood, you can make like a little feeder for them so they don't waste their grain in the ground, or they have like a little trough, for their hay or whatever else you're feeding them. And we like made those things. Like we didn't ship in plastic buckets or anything. Like we made halters from like little ropes. So we like tied the ropes together, and we like braided the whole ropes together. And then we made them halters, like the special way to tie them. And so what strikes me so powerful and neat about the Brooke, just as a whole foundation, is that they really create sustainable means using the products available to the people in the countries that we visit, as well as education on how, what these animals need. And so it's really dear to my heart, and I'm always just blessed to be a part of any event they ever have, ever. But I will say our special that Sally Frick has created, we did it first 2 years ago. We skipped last year because of COVID. I rode 2 horses, and Carolyn West, the trainer at the stable, she rode 1 horse. So we had 3 horse performances 2 years ago. And now this year, it was awesome because we had really good trainers from the area come out, and, 6 top people, 6, FEI horses. Everybody donated their time. We had a sold out crowd. Over 250 people were there. So we hope maybe next year we could move over to Tryon. So if anyone knows anybody who could help us make this a bigger event, we would love it. What else is happening? The podcast coming out. I was laughing because I haven't listened to it yet in full, but I have to say one of my favorite lives was from October 15th. That's the podcast that I talked about the need sometimes for a bathtub sob, and that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. I think that was one of my favorite ones so far. Just really talking about honoring how you're feeling, how you are, and doing the next right thing. So I talked about that. And then the latest podcast was about for the Academy. And I'll get into that in a second because we're having another launch and I'm really excited. But we've been going through the levels. And so last month for October, we did first level, and so I really liked, I think it was maybe 2 hours, a long discussion about first level and what that is and what they're looking for, what I feel in my horses. If I never even show them first level, I talk about like what I look for. So that was really great. That was last week's podcast. So yeah, and what else happened this week? So I'm going to get more into this in a minute, but we did buy a horse at the Hanoverian auction this last weekend. So I'll tell you more about that and our game plan for that, just in case anyone else gets a wild hair and needs to do the same thing. It was so fun, and he's totally amazing, and we're really excited. But more first, I had a couple of meetings on Monday after I went to go see Cam Bay, my little chipperdoodle. So you guys saw a cute picture of Chip, and he's 28 this year, and Toy Trent is taking the best care of him. He looks great. He's still as sparkly-eyed as ever, and it just brings me like so much joy to honor those horses that have honored me. Chip was really the first syndicated horse I had. It's the first top international Grand Prix horse. Oded found him for me. It was like a life-changing horse. He is amazing. And I mean, the least I can do is make sure he lives out his life as happy and as peaceful as possible. So I drove down to Aiken on Monday and groomed him and fed him some pears and had a great catch up with Toy, which is great. And it's fun because she's one of my trainers in the Academy, and she's a dear friend and a student and just like a wonderful person altogether. So it was a great trip on Monday. But then when I got home, we had one meeting. I think it was all on the same night. Yep, we had first had a board of directors meeting for Devon because dressage at Devon was a huge success, and we want to repeat it forever. So we've got some really exciting things planned for next year, and we need more sponsors. We need some headliner sponsors. It's just, everybody worked so hard. I sort of took a hiatus because I had a little cancer thing going on. So everybody really picked up the slack, and they were amazing, and it was a great show. So we're looking forward to even a better show next year. More vendors, more sponsors, more people, more riders. So mark it on your calendar. I think it's already up on their website, dates for next year. So look for that. And then after that, Monday night, we had another meeting with USDF. And there's like really exciting things happening for the instructors certification program. So I want you guys all, we've like revamped the whole system. So many people have worked so hard on this. So be on the lookout to USDF instructor certification program. It's just going to explode, and you're going to love it, and you're going to just want to do it. And we really want to like raise the vibration of the the whole program and get more people involved. So we're really excited. Things are slowly starting to come together. We've been working really hard, lots of meetings. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I think this winter and mostly the spring, there's going to be a whole new system. So I want you guys to really keep your eye out for that. We are in the midst of preparing for our Team Tate Academy launch. So if you don't know what to get the people who love horses in your life, it's a perfect Christmas present. So it's going to start Black Friday. So we're almost like a month away. So you can join the small tour and get a little feel of how it is. It is one of the absolute joys of my life. And I'm just so grateful for all of you out there who have trusted the process and joined. 617 people love it and continue to enjoy it. We get a weekly video. I'm usually riding. I'm always riding with a microphone. Much better than this situation. And I, do a deep dive on exercises I use, reasons for doing it, what it should look like, what is the purpose, how it should feel, what to do when things go wrong. And they're short. That was like the big thing. I wanted it to be an app on your phone that you can just click on whatever, counter canter. I want to click on flying changes. I want to how to get the horse more on the bit, how to sit the trot, how to improve my seat, what's with my leg position, how do I sit better in the saddle, what do I think about when I'm riding, So there's video for that in the Team Tate Academy. Twice a month, we have our tack room chats where everybody gets together, everyone who's in the academy. It's like a virtual sit in your tack room and talk about horse training. So you get a review of like what 2 videos we're going to talk about, and then everybody gets together. You can ask your questions. We answer everything live. We sort of, there's always 2 trainers, so it's like 2 different perspectives. So they're hand selected, really special people close to me who've been in my program for a long time. Sometimes it's me, which I love to partake. Sometimes I just go in there and watch because I'm a creeper. But the tack room chats are so fun. Like it really is, review these videos and come with your questions. Hey, I tried this with my horse at home and it just wasn't going great. What could I think about or do differently? So not only do you get a new video in your inbox once a week, but then you get to go over the videos after you've had some time to study them and work on them at home with your horse. And then we're there to answer your questions. So that's been a lot of fun. I love the lectures because I am a total horse dork. So the more we talk of theory, I love it. I grew up with Charles DeComfy, who every time he came, we must have a theory session. We must talk about the theory. You must learn the theory. You must learn the science of riding. So we bring that to you in the academy. Apprentices and trainers get the lectures. Those are once a month. Right now we're in the middle of our lecture or our levels series. So next month is second level, which I can't wait because that's the beginning of collection. So it's like the start of your whole life. So that's really fun. And we just break it down. We make it all relevant to what you're working on with your horse, whether you're advanced or you're just starting. It's all basics. And the better your basics are, the easier the upper levels come to you. So we're just so proud of the Academy, and we hope you guys all check it out and join. It's like so much information, and like you, like, even my students who ride with me every day, like I send them home with homework. I'm like, go home and watch this video. It's made teaching clinics that much easier. Like everyone's using the same vocabulary, which is not my vocabulary. It's Charles' vocabulary, which he learned from his teachers and he passed down to me and now I pass to you. So we're just all like getting on the same page and it's like so fun and exciting. So I hope you guys check that out and try it for a month. You're going to love it. There's like 120 videos in there. Probably not. There's like a ton because clearly I can't shut up about horses. And it gets that way when I ride, but it's funny because I always say the same exact thing. How people have responded to me teaching these concepts for, 20 years. I think I've been a professional for 22 years. I've been riding FEI for 25 years, long time. So like I always have the same way of explaining things. And it's what people have responded to that they remember. Sometimes I'm funny. Shock, I know. But it's just been a really great place to share information and help you guys train your horses at home by yourself. And whether you take lessons, like that's great. We want to support that 100%. I want to give you a little bit even more depth into your lessons that you understand even what your home trainer is talking about. So you'll even have like better questions to ask. Or when she says or he says like, you got to get him more off your inside leg. You're going to be like, aha, I could do a quarter turn on the forehand because I watched that video. So anyway, come and join us. You'll love it. It's so fun. Tell your friends, buy it for Christmas, Thanksgiving, maybe Hanukkah, all the things, Kwanzaa, just all the things. Join us. We would love to have you. What else? Oh, yes, we're prepping right now for the U.S. finals, which is also cool because I was also on the committee who created the idea of like, we should for sure have this big finals competition. So all the regional winners from all over the country get to come to Kentucky, the heart of horse country, and compete for the national championships. So that's exciting. So Ashley's bringing Carusala and Easy. Jess is bringing Duke, which is really fun. I'm bringing Darby. So we all went to regionals and we all got qualified. So now we're like prepping for the show. So that's in another, I think, 2 weeks. So I have to concentrate because Darby was amazing. And literally, I did not know if I was going to be able to truly, sit the trot the whole entire test. I hadn't sat an extended trot. I think I tried one extended trot before I went to the show. And I was like, the worst I do is do it in the warm-up and feel like I can't do it, and then I'll just scratch. But if you know me, you know I hate scratching. And he was totally amazing. But literally, I would walk him like 25 minutes. I'd do a little warm-up, posting trot, little canter, and then I would pick one thing from the test, and I would just perfect it, and then we would be done. Because that's all I could really do. Only being 8 weeks out from a double mastectomy. So, now I just want to repeat the same success. So I'm like, okay, now I feel better and I feel like I could do more. But then I'm like, don't overtrain it. George Morris used to always say, everybody gets jumpitis because he was the Olympic jumping coach. And so everybody would get jumpitis at the Olympics, and then they would burn their horses out before the actual competition because they would get jumpitis. So you got to make sure you don't overtrain, trust your training, know that it's all going to be there. So I have created my own little thing with Darby, and I'm repeating exactly what I was doing. I got to keep him fit and I got to keep him strong, and honestly, I was thinking about this because a really powerful thing actually was sitting out of the show ring at Devon. and watching all of my friends compete and being one of the commentators with Bill. That was actually really, really fun. Bill McMullen and I were the commentators, and that was really, like, in a weird way, I was like sitting away from it, and like I was like separate from it. And it was really helpful for me personally to improve my riding, sort of watching and hearing what Bill was saying and watching everybody like prepare for the pirouettes. I think I improved actually from not riding in the test. I actually improved from being like on the outside looking at it, which changed a little bit my perspective for riding, which I thought was very cool. Yeah. And so, yeah, then also like the big news, me and one of my bestest friends for a very long time, she's a dear, dear person to me. And, yeah, we bought a horse on Saturday at the auction. And I just want to quick walk you guys through that. And yeah, so there's other things I have to add to the end of this, but we bought a horse in the Hanoverians, and I will say, I love the Hanoverians. I was actually one of their sort of spokesperson through the auction of, you know, promoting it, and I've been there, I've seen it, how it all works, and it's pretty amazing. You have like 2 weeks to ride the horses, and I mean, they're ridden. You can watch them. You could go every day if you wanted to watch them work, see them be ridden by other people. You can really get a test. You know, all the time we used to be like, oh my God, they're so pressured at the auction. And yeah, they're probably going to need some time off because they were prepared to be auction ridden, which is to show off their gaits the best possible way. And they're 3, right? So that's like a lot of development, you know, that not that it's not real. I think the days of like really mechanically making horses move different by a lot of pressure, I don't think that's happening as much. I think we are breeding incredible horses. So I do think that's happening. But I've got a couple of checkpoints I want you guys to write down if you ever want to do this. It's a lot of fun, and it was a really exciting experience on Saturday. So first off, go through all the videos, like see what you like. It has to speak to you, and I'm a little like woo-woo in that, but it's like the horse has to make me feel something when I look at it on the video. I've also tried horses I've loved on the video, and I hated the feeling. So don't only buy it. Like, you have to have someone, either you got to go ride it, or someone you trust 1,000% has to go ride it. So I have a very, very, very wonderful, amazing girl who is a very good friend of mine who I trust 1,000 times. So she went and she rode it and she loved it. She was a little skeptical after the video. She's like, I don't know how through the back he is. And, you know, what things we worry about, right, with these young horses going through something like that, whether they're shown as 3 years old or they're prepared for the auction. Like, you know, that's a lot for a young horse. So it was like, you know, what's he like? So she rode him and she loved him. So I was like, okay, if she likes the feeling, then I trust her 100% because she knows what I like too. We have a very similar feel. Make sure you do your due diligence and get the vet check, get the x-rays, get more x-rays if you need, like whatever. Really be careful. And then when your person goes, you know, make sure they look at the horse and take pictures of the legs and make sure it feels sound and all those things. And then I put down here, like, get the dirt from the rider who rides it, which means send in your German friends. Not that anyone's lying. I actually find everybody quite honest about how they want it to work. You know, it's an honor for German breeders to put horses in the auction. It's a little bit different. with the culture that we have here. Like horses in America go to auction because nobody wants them and so they can't sell them, so they just put them in an auction. And in Germany, it's like this amazing honor to get your horse selected to go to the elite auction. And so this horse was an approved stallion. He's got fantastic bloodlines and he was an approved stallion. Went to the state stud Sella and then could not get any mares pregnant. So the poor guy had to be gelded. And so I've always wanted a horse that has the quality to be selected and be approved. But then for like whatever reason, it just didn't work out to continue to be a breeding stallion. Because in Germany, it is like as a young baby horse, you're like 2.5, you go to a pre-selection. From the pre-selection in your area, you are allowed to then go to the stallion licensing. Then you are either approved or not approved and then sold and gelded and whatever. But when you're approved, like that is a high mark that you got approved as a stallion. So this guy got approved as a stallion, super bloodlines. It's kind of like a real shame it didn't work out for his breeding career. But he's gelded and now he's ours. So that was really, really exciting. So the next part I said, really decide with your partners where the hard line is. Where is like the cutoff point? And then I put, go over the hard, I said first make a hard line, and then I said, go over said hard line because of excitement. And then the last part is throw all caution to the wind and go for it as life is short and you should live big now. So we did. I mean, my dear friend just lost her father and I experienced cancer this year personally. So, we really went into it like, oh, that would be fun to do. And then it was like, oh my God, this is like amazing and really exciting. And it's a really good horse. And then we just decided to throw all caution to the wind and life is short. And we just did it. So we're excited and we will keep you updated with how it goes. I'm sure I'll share some videos. He's beautiful. And I own a lot of American bred horses. So don't get mad at me for buying a German horse. Half my barn is American. So, and Apollo, I think I just shared a video of Apollo making his way to the Grand Prix. American bred. He's amazing. So is Romeo. Awesome. Another awesome horse I have. So yeah, so that's really all I got for tonight. If you guys have anything special you want me to tackle for next week, write it down in the comments. I love topics. I'm open to talk about anything and everything. Yeah. So I think with all of that, we don't have really much anything going on, except I've been working on some interesting interviews for you guys. So stay tuned for some fun stuff that's going on. So without anything else much more to say, thank you guys so much for joining me. Make it a great night. See you later. Bye.